Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss Bangalore University Strategic Management subject, unit number 4, implementation of strategies. In this unit, we will be discussing session number 44, functional and operational implementation. See, in order to understand the functional and operational implementation, first of all, we need to have an understanding of various functions which exist in organization. And later on, we need to understand how these functions perform with the help of strategy and policies, how they are performed and reach to the target. So, in this session, we will be discussing on the various functions performed in organization and the functional implementation of policies and procedures in these functions, methods. Then, at the operational level, how the policies and procedures and strategies are implemented. In the operational implementation, we will discuss that. Let us have a small understanding about this functional implementation. Dear students, all of us know that in every organization there are different departments, and all the departments perform their relative functions. For example, we have production department, we have sales department, we have marketing department, we have HR department, human resource department, we have finance department, logistics and supply chain management department, material procurement department, maintenance department, repairs department, waste management department. There are so many departments. All these departments perform their department related activities. They are all called as separate functions in organization. Though they are separate in their functioning, in their performance, all are regulated by the uniform set of policies in the organization. Therefore, in the functional implementation, we have to analyze marketing plans and strategies and policies. We have to analyze financial plans and policies. We have to analyze operations management plans and policies. We have to analyze HRM plans and policies. We have to analyze information management plans and policies. How the policies are framed in different functions, what are the strategies framed, and why the strategies are important. All these things we need to understand. You can see on the screen, strategic decisions are smoothly implemented by all departments of an organization. Here, the strategic decisions are smoothly implemented by all the departments of the organization. And for smoothly implementing the strategic decisions, proper strategies are made for different functions in functional implementation. I am talking of functional implementation. When it comes functions, one should understand that there are different functions in the organization. Marketing, HR, sales, operations, finance, production, they are all different functional departments, and each department is managed by a manager and the other staffs, supporting staffs. What are the functional strategies required to run smoothly the functional departments, different departments in the organization to reach the organizational goal. And why the strategies are required at the functional strategies are required. They are required because they are the restricted plans. Functional strategies are the restricted plans. They are restricted to the department and they are designed to meet. Why they are designed? They have been designed to meet a specific functional area and its objectives. Therefore we require functional strategies. Why we require functional strategies, long-term plans and policies to each function? Because we will come to know what are the resources required to run that particular function. If there is a production department or if there is a finance department, what are the resources required to run that particular function? Later on we will be able to allocate the resources within that functional area. Why we need to prepare a functional strategy for functional implementation? Because we can bring about coordination between different functional areas to bring optimal contribution and achievement of business and corporate level objectives. So it is very much required. See here in functional implementation, the very important task of strategy implementation is to align or fit the activities and capabilities of an organization with its strategies. There are so many activities in each function. There are so many activities in all the functions. Alignment of these activities with the strategy, fitting these activities within the box of the organizational strategies, we require implementation of strategy. First of all, we need to prepare the strategy, then we need to implement the strategy depending upon the various activities and various functions. Again, fitting the strategies or fitting the strategies with that of various activities can be done in two ways: vertical fit, horizontal fit. Coordination among the strategies at different levels is vertical fit. Coordination among strategies at same level is horizontal fit. Look at this. If all managers are coordinated, it becomes horizontal fit, all functional managers. If a functional manager is coordinating and having a congruence with that of a middle level worker or low level worker, it becomes vertical fit. In vertical fit, different levels of people try to coordinate and congruence themselves, whereas in horizontal fit, the coordination among strategies at the same level can be seen. In vertical fit, it is necessary to define functional strategies in terms of capability of the functional strategies to contribute to the strategic advantage of the organization from which it is derived. It becomes very important for the people at different levels here to define capability of functional strategies, to define what are the functions that they are performing, so that the other functional manager, the person at the other level, can understand what is happening here in everybody's department. Then they can contribute themselves. Whereas in horizontal fit, there has to be an integration of operational activities undertaken to provide a product or service to a customer. This can only take place in the course of operational implementation. So when we come to operational implementation, we can discuss about it. So, dear students, when we are talking of functional implementation, first of all, we need to understand here what are the various functions which are existing in an organization and how these functions are to be achieved. Now, why this functional strategies needed? Why these functional plans and policies are needed? Why the need for functional plans and policies are there? Very simple to understand here. To implement a strategic decision by all the departments of the organization, we require strategic implementation of functional implementation. Not only to implement the decisions but also to control the activities, to reduce the time, to handle similar situation in functional areas in the consistent manner, to coordinate different functions. We require the functional implementation. See, in functional implementation, integration of functional plans and policies is very important aspect that everyone need to understand. While integrating the functional plans and policies at the time of implementation, when you are bringing together the plans and policies of the organization, one need to consider few things. Basically, there are 5 considerations. What are these 5 considerations? Let us discuss them one by one. The first one is need for internal consistency. Second one is relevance for development of organized capability. Third one is making trade-off decisions. Fourth one is determination of intensity of linkages. And the fifth one is timing of implementation of plans and policies. So, dear students, these are the 5 considerations that one must consider, 5 prerequisites before integrating the functional policies and functional plans for implementation. Need for internal consistency, regularly performing in the similar way or increasing even better way. Okay, we need to consider this factor. Internal consistency matters. Organized capability, to bring together the coordination of different capabilities and developing their capabilities. Unprofitable businesses are to be discontinued, making trade-off decisions. Determination of intensity of linkages, the linkages of the organization with the interested parties. Then the time in which it has to be implemented, are the important criteria to be considered while integrating the functional implementation of plans and policies. Dear students, when we are implementing the functional plans and policies, we need to have a mechanism. Without mechanism or without dividing the work or without allocation of work, we cannot implement the policies and plans under functional implementation. So what is that hierarchy of mechanism? There should be a information system, creation of information, dissemination of information. Horizontal information linkages. Then the second one is direct contact, the role of a liaison. Third one is creating task forces for integration of functional plans and policies. Then there should be someone for full-time integration. then we have to make the teams so that the functional integration can happen successfully. So dear students, when we have a functional implementation, we may have different benefits. What are those benefits? You can see on the screen. The strategic decisions are smoothly implemented by all the departments at an organization. Various parts are uniformly regulated and bound by a set of policies. The functional heads decide things quickly using their discretion within the framework laid down by the functional plans and policies. The work at various levels is coordinated smoothly without any friction, without any problem. Therefore, functional implementation matters in an organization with a proper mechanism. Functional implementation is important with a proper integration of functional plans. It is important to fit the functional policies and plans either horizontally or vertically for successfully achieving the organization's goal or objectives. Now let us discuss the operational implementation. First of all, we need to understand what is operational implementation and why it is made and why it is performed in an organization. See, operational implementation is a process or a approach adopted by an organization to achieve operational effectiveness. Operational. The word operational here consists of few subcategories like production, processes, people, procedures. So, dear students, keep this point in mind. Operational, functional. At the operation level, at the factory level, what are the things that we come across? We come across men, we come across material, we come across machines, we come across methods. These are the operational level. At functional level, we come across, we divide the organization into functions: HR, finance, marketing. But when it comes to operational or operational level, there should be something in our mind called men, material, machines, methods. Operational level, where actually the operations takes place of conversion of ideas, paper idea into practical task, converting the raw material into finished goods. So that is operational level. See, this is adopted by an organization for what? To achieve operational effectiveness. Effectiveness in terms of producing more, taking less time, producing qualitative products. That is operational effectiveness with less cost. This is the only stage, operational level is the only stage where maximum number of tangible work is done. Maximum number of tangible work is done. All paper ideas are converted into practical tasks here with the help of technology, with the help of knowledge and technology. The combination of knowledge and technology, the knowledge of human resources and the technological process of technology of machines brings together the what is called as conversion of paper idea into practical task, conversion of raw material into work in progress into finished goods. See, in this particular aspect we need to understand here the four important things: people, process, productivity and place. People are very much required. What for? To operate the machines, for generation of ideas. See, human resources are nothing but the people. Of all the factors of production, Human resources is by far the most important one, because human resources are the people are the one who have the ability to convert raw material into finished goods, who have the ability to produce more outputs than inputs, whose work can be purchased, time can be purchased, but not the sentiments. They are by far the most important resources, factors of production. Labor, land, labor, capital, organization. So labor is the by far the most important one. That is, today they are called as human capital. Next one is the processes, the second important concept in operational implementation. First one is people, second one is process. Process is nothing but machines and methods. Productivity is nothing but actual the tangible work, conversion of paper idea into production. Then the pace, the speed in which work is done. For monitoring all these things, you may have control techniques to monitor people, to control and motivate people, to monitor and control or appraise the processes, to appraise the productivity, to appraise the pace or speed. You may have different type of studies. See, in productivity practices and in techniques that we have seen, in most of the time when we go to especially the manufacturing of automobile products or some other products for that matter, we will come across so many types of production techniques, productivity techniques, processes techniques. To name few, I will give few of them, because these are the methods and techniques that are used in maximum number of organizations today, be it a automobile industry or be it any other type of industry. JIT is a technique or a method or a practice adopted in most of the automobile companies. JIT stands for just in time. Just in time. It's an inventory technique. Cycle time reduction, time studies, group technology, that means process technologies, mass customization, producing the products after customizing the design, everything, concurrent engineering and processing, optimize the production technology, FMS, flexible manufacturing system, cellular manufacturing, total productive maintenance. So these are all called as techniques of productivity. I told you that there are 4 important components of operational implementation. First one is people, second one is process, third one is productivity, fourth one is pace. We have to analyze each and every component now of this implementation, operational implementation. So when we discuss productivity, for production, different companies may adopt different techniques. Just now I told you some of the techniques. Whereas in processes, different countries may adopt different types of techniques to gain knowledge and then produce the product according to that knowledge gained, to collect information, and according to that information they can produce the product required by the interested parties. What could be the processes? The companies may adopt TQM, that means total quality management. They can make quality circles, quality circle managers. Then value chain analysis. They may do the analysis of different activities which are needed to convert raw material into finished goods, the various supporting activities and their role in adding the value to a product is studied in value chain analysis. See, the people may have a comprehensive analysis, under that they can follow this value chain analysis. Enterprise resource planning, ERP, they may have a separate department ERP to plan the resources, to plan the stock of resources at present and for future. Benchmarking studies, marking the areas which are important and then reaching that benchmarked area, clearly defining what to achieve and later on making the plans to achieve them. Supply chain management, SCM, supply chain management, or the company may go for outsourcing also, it could be offshoring. So there are different types of processes. When we talk of productivity, there are so many types of productivity methods and techniques. In the similar way, when we talk of processes, there are different types of processes analysis. TQM analysis, the value chain analysis, then the BPR analysis, ERP analysis, benchmarking analysis, supply chain management analysis, outsourcing analysis, offshore analysis. So the second important component is over. The first important component is people of this operational implementation. The people factor is the by far most important factor of, as I told you, production. It is indicated by many things like job enrichment, empowerment, team building, multi-skilling, knowledge worker, human capital, intellectual capital, organizational learning, knowledge management. See, relating to human resources, there are so many things. It is not only recruitment and selection, it is not only training and development. There are so many other things which are required to develop the human resources of the organization. To convert these resources into capital, lots and lots of work need to be done. Strategic recruitment and selection need to be done. Performance appraisal, performance management need to be done. Training and development need to be done. Okay, performance appraisal and retention management need to be done. Separation management need to be done. See, when we recruit a particular person to a particular department, that recruitment should be strategic in nature. A right person should be selected to the right job. When a person is selected for the job, they should be given proper training. That means increasing of skills and knowledge, and to develop them, to develop their capabilities. Afterwards, placing them to a particular job, then appraising their performance, evaluating their performance every year or every month, quarterly, half yearly or yearly. Retaining the best resources, firing the unfit resources, or giving further training to the unfit resources. All these things are important when it comes to the first component of operational implementation, that is people. When we are implementing at the operational level different activities, first of all we need to concentrate on people and different strategies relating to them, like recruitment, selection, training, development, performance appraisal, retention strategies, separation management, etc. We need to get the information about the relationship marketing, loyalty management, better information to investors, socially responsible behavior, reputation and ethical code of conduct. All these things are important when it comes to human resources or people. When it comes to productivity, I told you different methods are there. When it comes to processes also, we had discussed so many methods or techniques followed in processes for implementation. The last one is pace. Pace is nothing but the speed. It involves the analysis of time study, it involves network analysis, activity charts, time based management, time management, information technology, networked organization, virtual organization. All these things can be seen in PACE. It is nothing but time management. So dear students, time management today has become a very important component of operational implementation. Time is money today. Network analysis and activity charts are made to avoid the time waste, to avoid the wastages of time. The entry and exit time, the motion study, the time study, remuneration based on piece rate system, remuneration based on the time taken. All these studies have been developed to reduce the cost and increase the productivity. In this space, the important component of operational implementation, more importance should be given to prepare the strategies in such a way that time should be minimum and the output should be maximum. So this is how coordination of all the four components of operational activity, that is the people, the productivity, the process and the pace, is done. Therefore, dear students, today we have discussed the functional implementation and the operational implementation. Why both are important, what are the various strategies involved in each one of them. So in the next class, we will be discussing some other concept. At the end of this session, I have given you some of the multiple choice questions. Try to solve them. If you don't understand, feel free to call me. And study material is also provided to you. You can add more contents to the study material by referring to the online and offline sources. You can increase the knowledge. So till next session, stay home, stay safe, take care, bye bye.